Good morning from down under, everyone. My name is Romance Blitz, and I'm continuing our Let's Play of Rogue Trader Lex Imperialis DLC and Void Shadow DLC. I believe this will be part 10 of the series. We're going to start off by talking to Kibor and then doing a small circuit around the ship, see if there's any new dialogue. What I might do is I might put in a pause after talking with Kibor, and if there's no dialogue, I will just unpause at the map. That way you guys don't have to sit through me talking with everyone, and especially if there's nothing new. But if there is something new, I will unpause it and go from there. Um, if you've been liking the series, make sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's offer a toaster to the algorithm, please, and let us commence.
Domin.
I'd like to know more about the sacred mysteries of the Death Cult.
The Vizier taught us that there are many like us throughout the Imperium who spill blood in his name. Death cultists, as they call us. He said that no two death cults are the same, just as there are no two identical stars in the void. I will tell you about the blood-spun web, but I cannot speak on behalf of all death cults.
What is the cult's purpose?
The blood-spun web holds the bays of the flagship together with the threads of its faith. Such is our service to the Domini of the von Valancius line. The Undying One commanded the Domini to embark on a ship and sail the void's expanse. And thus, it became our duty to protect your dynasty and the Ark that became its home. This great relic of blood and adamantine. Some loathe and fear us. They call us murderers and reapers. Others call us dancers of death, who send the souls of the dead on their way. Both are right. Both are wrong. We are servants of the undying Emperor. When he whispers that the time has come for a righteous martyr's soul to be laid in his blessed hands, we come to claim it. When he whispers that the wicked must know of his wrath, we come to reap. This is how we maintain order on the ship, unseen and guided by death's will.
You hear a whisper in your mind telling you to kill someone and you obey. Have you ever considered that these whispers could be a deception orchestrated by minions of the archenemy?
Death's whisper is unmistakable. It is not like the murmur of stars or the hiss of corruption. It is truthful, pure, unyielding. Only the most eminent of us, the high spinners, can hear the whisper of the Undying One and give voice to his will. They must hone their senses and temper their body and soul for years before his call can reach them. If it puts you more at ease, you can think of these whispers as his providence.
How do you know you've never made a mistake? How can you be sure you've never wrongly robbed one of your victims of their life?
We are carried along by a current of blood in the great river of fate. Life is not given or taken away by chance. If I see an enemy of humanity, my blade will sever the thread of their existence. I will not wait for a sign of his divine bidding. I am his will, and I do what must be done.
Be as this may, your thirst for blood is troubling.
There is no thirst, only duty. Killing brings us no pleasure. We are instruments of his will, and this is how we serve him.
Let's speak about something else. How long has the blood spun web been in existence?
Spinners carved the chronicles of our history on the stones of our temple long ago. But fate and time have erased our past, just as an exploding star erases a part of the galaxy from existence.
What are the responsibilities of a vizier?
It is the Visier's duty to watch over the flock, to lead those who want to learn more of the Undying One, but are fearful of death, and guide those who seek answers in death, but do not know how to live. The Visier protects all, those who do not know we exist, those who are grateful for our service, and even those who hate us. The Visier sees what is to come, remembers the past, and accepts the present. They spin a web of faith and blood so strong that no enemy may sunder it. This is the Visier's burden. This is the legacy of the matriarch spider.
Who was the matriarch spider?
It is said that she was one of many, born in the void, the Domin's subject. She honored death instead of life, and for this, she was persecuted. It is said that when the arch-enemy's forces invaded the flagship during a warp jump, she gathered the Undying One's servants around her and saved the ship from ruin. Together, they spun the first threads of the web to ensure that such devastation would never happen again. It is said that she was strong and indomitable, but as the years passed, her heart became as stone, and thus the Undying One whispered her name to the one who would become the first Vizier of the blood-spun web.
Why do you call yourself spinners?
Through blood, sweat, tears, and the strength of their convictions, the servants of the Undying One spin the souls of your subjects into threads of balance. This is why we refer to ourselves as spinners. Those who are newly committed to the blood-spun web are called lesser spinners. If they are faithful in their service to him, they may eventually become spinners. The most devout of us all are known as the High Spinners, of whom there are 7, each bearing a unique title. The Visier, the first spinner, leads the cult. I, Kibella, am the second spinner. The third spinner's name is Io, and there are 4 more.
You say the God Emperor is deaf, there are some who might find your comparison blasphemous.
The Undying One is death itself. We serve him, and thus we serve death. This is not a comparison, attribution, or preference. It is the truth, and nothing can change it.
Can you teach me to follow the tenets of the blood-spun web?
The tenets are knowledge, an art that is passed down from one generation of the blood-spun web to the next. Even so, there are spinners who will never fully comprehend this knowledge in the time allotted to them by the Undying One. The tenets dictate how one follows the thread of life, but they are also the thread itself, from first breath to last. The tenets cannot be taught, they must be lived. Only then will you understand.
You have satisfied my curiosity for now. Tell me about yourself.
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. A spear in the hand of the undying Emperor. I am your shield and shadow, your blade.
How succinct. Do you dislike talking about yourself?
The tenets compel us to let our deeds speak on our behalf. There is no one in the cult who does not know me, so I have grown accustomed to taciturnity in matters regarding myself. Ask, and I will try to give you an answer that will satisfy your thirst for knowledge.
Tell me about your past.
I remember nothing of my childhood. The Vizier says this is because of my training and the injuries I received in battle. He told me it is the fate of all high spinners. The only memories I have are of the blood-spun web and the brothers and sisters who serve the cult alongside me.
How was it like growing up in the cult? What do you remember?
When we were young, we would sew our eyes shut and wander through the bays for months at a time. Starving, surviving, dying. This trial of darkness honed the senses of those who passed it. We were elated, for we knew we were blessed by him. When we grew older, we learned to wield our weapons, and our mentors tested us with pain, poison, and the weight of deceitful words. In time, our bodies no longer felt pain. Our blood became resistant to toxins, and our focus could not be shaken. We were at peace, for we had shed everything that could encumber our faithful service to him. When we came of age, we faced a great trial. A year-long vigil spent in unceasing prayer to the Undying One. When hunger and other base sensations faded away, we attained true comprehension of ourselves and our place in the world, our place between life and death. We were proud, for on that day, he truly accepted us, and we accepted him.
Must have been difficult to go through all that as a child.
It is impossible to understand the value of your body and spirit if you've never experienced physical or emotional pain. Pain is temporary, but experience endures. Experience can be sharpened like a blade and turned into mastery. I've never regretted walking the thread I was destined to follow.
Your parents, your family, you never mentioned them.
When we join the cult, we relinquish our past. The blood-spun web becomes our new family. I have seen the pain, terror, and doubt in the eyes of those who hear the Undying One whisper the names of their kin. For some, the blessing of oblivion is a gift not unlike death.
You not wish to know what became of your family?
No.
That was a small answer. You may not remember your real family, but are you truly so unconcerned by the deaths of your fellow cultists?
It brings me comfort when my brothers and sisters cross to the other side. The Undying One has called them to his side, so they can serve him in ways we cannot.
I presume you have no friends either.
Attachment makes us weak. The weak meet their demise prematurely, but such death does not please the Undying One, for a soul must not be claimed before their time has come. It is true that spinners occasionally cross paths with those outside the cult, but such paths always diverge in the end. We may walk the same road together, but we are nothing more than temporary traveling companions. It is similar for those of your retinue. Our threads may intertwine for a time, but all will go their separate ways, as is inevitable. But not you and I, Domin. Our threads cannot be unwoven, and only the Undying One will end my service to you.
I understand you better now.
Know your enemy and prevail in battle. Know your ally and prevail in war.
You truly feel no pain at all?
You can see for yourself.
What are those?
Tools for tempering the flesh. If a spinner neglects this practice for too long, their body will weaken and their sensitivity to pain might return. If it does, they will feel the overwhelming agony of every wound they have ever endured and go mad with torment before the Undying Emperor whispers their name.
Tormenting yourself almost seems to give you pleasure.
Is it possible to experience pleasure if one feels nothing?
Very well, let us see how impervious to pain you really are. Oh, God. We'll just go with the chain hook one. That one seems the nicer of the three, I think. Definitely not one.
The flesh remains untorn. Good. You have found an interesting use for this tool, yet it still serves its purpose.
Oh, it says eye socket, not the eye. I don't want to.
The purpose of this practice is to fortify the flesh, not to mutilate it. That is enough. My body may not feel pain, but it still requires rest. Thank you for helping me in my practice, Domin. Do you have other questions?
Your fighting style is unique. Do you think it's something I can learn?
None dispute your skill in close combat. Your body is well hardened, and perhaps you could even learn some of our techniques. Our art, however, is more than just patterns of movement. It is one's ability to give oneself completely to the dance of death. To fight as we do, you would have to empty your being, to start anew, to reject both the title of Domin and all the memories of your own past.
Thank you for sharing with me.
It is not difficult to speak the truth.
You torture your own flesh. What is the meaning of this?
Torture? I bear the sacred marks of the Undying One's service. Death has bestowed them upon me. Though others may cherish hollow riches or meaningless beauty, it is my duty to cherish his gift of blood. Each wound is a symbol of our service to him. Each drop of blood carries his blessing. To renounce these scars is to renounce the Undying One himself. Death whispers to me, you are worthy of bearing his marks. Tell me, Domin, do you wish to honor your flesh with his gifts?
I presume this will not be a painless procedure.
I have not felt pain in a long time. But yes, your body will certainly suffer. Embrace the pain and make it a part of you. It will be your salvation, even on your darkest days.
It would be an honor to bear a mark of the Undying One.
Let it be so. Treasure his gift, Domin. Inscribe it anew each time you pray. May his blessing find you.
Did you ever meet Theodora von Vonsis?
I met her once when I was young. The Vizier saw a serpent hiding among those close to Domin Theodora, ready to sink its fangs into her throat. I was ordered to find the serpent and sever the soul from its body. I watched and waited for weeks. I hid among the shadows, the air ducts and the faceless masses. Once I found the serpent, I sliced off its head and returned to the temple. I doubt that Domin Theodora ever saw me, but the 3 ritual cuts I left behind on the body let her know that this death was pleasing to him. They sent us a grand feast from the upper decks before the cycle's end. We gave it to the hungry.
You always address me as Domin. What does that word mean?
The Gothic we use to communicate is different to that spoken on the upper decks. Domin has many meanings. Giver of life, Lord or Lady of the Ark, and Shadowless Sun. The matriarch Spider gave this title to the rogue trader who allowed her to form the blood-spun web. We use other titles as well. For example, Venai means Master of the Immaterium, or Watcher of the Veil. Vil means one who must go to the other side. Amic means one you can trust in battle.
The Undying One whispers my name. Will you carry out his will?
If the Undying One chooses to take your soul, he will take mine along with it. You will not fall by my hand, for that is not my duty.
Tell me about the Emperor's Turret.
I use blood to read his sacred cards and hear the whisper of the Undying One. His tarot is not an answer, but a question I ask of the universe. And the universe answers with questions of its own. In this sacred communion, I perceive hundreds of possible outcomes. They are all true, and yet they are only visions. I know what will come to pass, and yet I do not.
How do you come to have a deck of his tarot?
It is a holy relic that has been passed down from generation to generation. Only the first and second spinners are allowed to study the sacred cards and interpret their meaning. We use his tarot to guide the cult and discern the tangled threads of fate.
How many cards are in your deck?
34. There used to be more, but some have perished in the darkness of time. Their loss is a great tragedy for the blood-spun web.
Emperor's Tarot is usually read by sanctioned psychers.
I am the spear of his retribution. not a witch or a sorcerer or a soothsayer. I have no strange powers, but I do bear his blessing. I do not command the veil. I am guided by his whisper and led by my faith, by the tenets. Please, do not mistake me for something I am not.
You give me a reading.
Ask the cards, Domin, and I will listen.
What does the future hold for me?
The first card is the young warrior. It suggests inexperience, a path of becoming. The second card is the shattered world inverted. The path will have twists, turns, and thorns, but you will gather allies along the way and find what was lost. The third, the hound inverted. Someone has marked you as their prey and is chasing you through a field of traps. The lost child. You will leap into one of those traps of your own free will and place your trust in someone truly desperate.
I have no more questions at this time. Let's speak about something else. I must take my leave. Okay, so that's
May
everything.
the Undying One shroud your footsteps from the faithless.
Alright, so what I'll do is I'll put a quick save in here and a pause, and I will go do a lap around the ship to see if there's anything new. If there's anything new, I will show it off. Otherwise, we'll head straight into space. So, be right back for what will seem like an instant to everyone. Okay, so it does look like there is something we can do. So, we'll go ahead there now, and then get into space. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong one.
Is there money to be made?
I wanted the shrine. I don't know if it was new, if I just missed it the first time, but this person has dialogue. Who are you and what do you do here? Tell me more about this confessional. The way to find out who made which confession? Good thinking, making it anonymous. Keep up the work. I have other questions. Here's you are having difficulties. What makes you think these confessions were made by senior officers? Let me hear them. Yeah, so it looks like one is definitely on the bridge. I will seek them out. Got a new confession sorting problem. Oh, I'll have to come back. Let's see if the priest
Always keep your
can
eye
help
on the
with the other
prize.
two. Why are some destined to perish in the war while others must go on living? The orphan ship already been provided with the bare essentials, have they not? See, it wasn't you. Take the leave. Well, we will go back to the bridge, because we know that the High Factorium is one of the confessions. And there's only a handful of senior officers, so this shouldn't take too long. Alright, buddy. You have a good heart, it seems. I am surprised. I'm willing to allocate extra resources to provide for the orphans. I mean, they're gonna serve me in the future, I suppose. Educate them, not execute them, educate them, so that we grow up to be a greater use of the ship. Yes, let us get them turned into superior soldiers. We'll check with him. I know everything. Tell me. Okay, I guess it wasn't him.
Lord Captain.
So
Lord.
I guess companions might be part of this. The question is why? Wait, why lopped ear kelpers specifically? Find a way to delete it and you shall forget about it. Alright, so there's really only leaves like one or two more people, so we'll check with the helmsman. Session lightly. Why are some destined to perish in the war while others must go on living? That's definitely not you. Take my leave. Chat with Cassia.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Your special sight reveal.
Cubella is bathed in crimson as bright as fresh blood, and its sight is all the more striking in the embrace of impenetrable darkness. And yet, there is no malice in these heavy shadows. They are impartial, morose, uncompromising, and ever consuming what weak flashes of other colors there may appear.
It would seem every time we get
I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Nope. It would seem every time we get a new companion, it is good to go have a look at Cassia to see if she has any comments. We missed a senior officer. Maybe they're in the Astropathic Bay. That could make sense.
always keep my options open.
Yeah, it was him. Okay. I felt like there was anguish in the confession. I wanted to help. Alright, well, with that, we should be able to go back in.
Keep your wits
Talk
about
to
you.
the priest. Quickly do that, and then we'll be on our merry way. This side. Alright. So, what? That quest is done now. Cool. Alright, well, let's get into the Void of Space and go check out this new location, which I believe is from DLC 1, which is Void Shadow. Yeah, so in my own time I'll have to do some research about black screen transitions and stuff, because I won't record and waste everyone's time just doing laps around the ship to make sure that there's no new conversations. I showed it off the first time. I shouldn't really have to do it a second and make wasted time in the videos. Contact the station by Vox. Boy Scouting Team. I will send Zachary in. But item, by the looks of it. Other station to be explored. Burn everything. Oh, I guess it was only an event rather than location to explore. Okay. So this looks like Abelard wants us to explore something. Imagine it's similar to Kiblar and Argenta, so probably something to do with his quest line, as I'm sure we'll get a quest line for everyone at some point. Oh, listen to what you have to say. Speak, Lieutenant. Oh, that's just offensive. How did this all start? Interaction in the making aboard my ship and no one has informed me. Where does Seneschal Rosarian come into all this? Eberhard, what do you have to say to all this? What is debit for? Master of Arms, the ship and forces report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Explain yourself. Oh, there's a bit of rivalry going on there. Do you wish to respond, Abel? Do you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way? Yeah, so this dialogue definitely got expanded since the last time I played it. I see. I've heard enough. I will go down to lower decks and deal with the problem personally. Alright, let's go crack some heads, I guess. I won't tolerate any of this happening on my boat. Stop save. Ew. Really, Abel wasn't liked. People dare to respect a senior officer. Here they were shouting your name. Let's keep moving, we need to get to the bottom of this. I'm aware of this little puzzle, so I'll
I
do it
always
later.
have a backup plan.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man.
What is the situation? Yeah, they even tried to throw some things at us. That all you have to say, I'm sure they'll... are you sure you're worthy of an officer's rank, Lieutenant Vent? I'll speak to the strikers. There we go. Tell me why... Sorry, tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking? Gentile is a nice person. The persecution started a purpose of nothing you say. I was told that one of you found in possession of a cultist amulet and there are heretics hiding here. Yeah, but you guys did still throw something at my wonderful companion dad, so you're gonna have to answer for that. Do you have anything to add, Abel? Dogback, is it really necessary to torture these people with cold? Oh damn, that's a bit harsh. We were attacked on the way here, how do you explain that? changes do you want? Old Nan, that's showing some proper respect. What's Edward? I mean, Abel isn't wrong. That's how easy it is to corrupt people. Master of Arms, where do you stand? We'll pick this one, because experience from skill checks. Running anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons into untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands and we will consider the rest. Stop. Alright. I'll let you guys live, but no more of this crap. Then it's decided the prosecution will stop and I will expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. Get my alignment right for this. So we'll do this and then we will call it an episode. So wait, there's a cutscene trigger here. There's some truth to your criticism. Yeah, we're gonna go with the top one. Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard the ship now, and I will not repeat her mistake. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in a new world, a world where Theodore is gone and where you and I have a new decision to make. Yeah, alright. We will leave the lower decks in but a moment. First, we have a puzzle. So there is some loot to be had, and it involves messing around with all these valves. So luckily I have done this a few times before, and by a few times I mean several times because of the beta. So I'm going to interact with this one. Second, I need to get my alignment. Oh no, sorry, it's... What am I doing? It's been a great while. Sorry. This one.
Let us not dawdle.
I none of them are clicking. Hmm. What's going on? Why is it? Yeah.
Is there money to be made?
I know, it's this one.
Over there!
Oh, Abelard, you're getting in the way.
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
Alright, then this one here.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, I know where my memory
my
was
options
failing me
open.
now. I was confusing it with a different puzzle of a similar
This
nature.
could be an opportunity.
There we go.
Just as I planned.
That one there, then there's this one over here. This is what happens when you don't play with 18 months. You don't remember it fully. One in here. And this one here. I accidentally clicked something I wasn't supposed to.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That one. I might have accidentally clicked something. I was of.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Alright. Should be everything. Alright, so we'll head out. And then the next episode, we will continue exploring the void. If you liked the episode, make sure to drop a subscribe and like. Otherwise, I will catch you all next time.